Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 388 of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games. I'm your host, Amy K. Alexander, and I'm joined this week by the Jurassic one, Mr. Jeff Moody. I found a way.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's Friday. You know what that means.
Yay!
Bringing the energy, we have, I hope bringing the energy, we have Mr. Vitz Patel.
What's good, gamers? How are we all doing today?
As I said before, just before we hit record, I'm tired and I'm cranky, and I feel like you might also be tired.
Low energy. I can say that. I can say that.
You're in power saving mode. All right, cool.
There you go.
Makes sense. Cool. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. It's been a week. Most weeks in this hellscape we call planet Earth, but yeah, we're getting through it. And video games are cool, but sometimes not cool all at the same time. So double-edged sword. Let's put it that way.
It's like, oh, what could he be referring to? But no, generally, what could he be referring to?
Yeah, take a pick, any pick. It's fine.
Remember when it used to be like one thing? It would be like, oh, video games have sucked this week.
There you go.
Wonder what could have happened. And now it's just like, no, generally, what could have happened?
Yeah. Who was it this time? Who's it this hour? Yeah.
Which thing of the 10 things that have happened in the last week are they referring to?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer to that question
like a
is
bingo
yes.
card. Yes.
We are referring to the things. Hey, Moody.
All of them.
Hey, yo.
How's it going?
I've had a week. I won't lie. I've had a week. I've had a bit of a mental week, mentally, and I'm a bit
You
tired.
survived?
I've survived. Yeah.
And yeah, and
Which
it's
is
National
something.
Video Game Holiday Day.
I'm here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am here.
And you're awesome, and they're awesome, and other things which are awesome, and do the damn thing.
Yeah. All of
Do
that.
the awesome dance.
There you go. Yes.
Do the awesome dance, yeah, whatever that is.
I was
know.
going to
Yeah,
Zoidberg
but,
with it for some reason.
Just have to say, everyone, just like take care of your mental health. Everyone, it's important. It can literally sap the energy out of you, and like I've had a week.
Don't just respond when Elmo asks you how you're feeling.
Just
I
throw
speak
my
to
dump
actual
on
humans as
Elmo.
well.
I'm not even on Twitter anymore, and even I knew that.
Yeah.
You're not on Twitter anymore, you know?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, I go on it. I don't use it.
Oh, you still got your account. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what-
locked. No one can see it. It's just, and I browse it for apparently hot takes about Suicide Squad, but we'll get to that. But no, I saw Elmo. The Elmo Twitter account posted a tweet which was just, how's everybody doing? And everybody just trauma dumped all over Elmo.
It sure did.
Wow. Wow.
Even Biden
Elmo.
chimed in.
That was it. For the first 24 hours, it was just quite nice. Everybody was just like, listen, Elmo, I'll tell you what. Shit sucks right now. And then President Jonathan Biden quote tweeted Elmo and being like, you know what? Elmo's right. And then everybody got really mad. It was just like, he's...
The man will condone, inadvertently or sometimes advertently kind of thing, killing thousands and thousands of Palestinian children, but then he's like, oh, Elmo's right, you should look after your mental health. Goddamn jabroni.
It's like, damn, you stay away from Elmo, Biden.
Yes.
Do you ever just have a moment when you take stock of what life is these days?
Well, yeah. My favorite response was Lucy James Games, the wonderful Lucy James, and she was Elmo, the vibes are fucking rancid right now.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, Elmo.
Yeah. I hate to do this to you.
Sit down, we got some shit to talk about.
Yeah, but it doesn't detract from the fact that mental health is very important. It's something that should be your first priority.
Definitely, 100,000,000%.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you've had a rough week as well, Moody.
Yeah. It's the month in general. January, basically, is the month. It's the month in general, and it's like this week was just like I was like Frodo climbing up Mount Mortal, and it just wouldn't stop. I'm the end of Lord of the Rings, which just won't end.
Well,
just won't fucking end.
That's it.
Some still think it's still going on.
It's some
just
say.
like just some say Christopher Judge is still accepting his award speech 2 years later. And yeah, I can joke. See.
So when I was watching
But-
Lord of the Rings for the first time, Return of the King, I was in a cinema.
Extended or theatrical?
Theatrical.
Okay, theatrical.
It was
yeah,
when
right.
it first came out.
Okay.
I went to the cinema with Russ and Keith to watch it.
Oh, nice.
And Russ fell
Did
asleep.
Russ still finish last?
He fell asleep. So technically,
Yes.
yes.
Russ, Jesus.
Well, he came off a night shift because he was working night shifts at the time. So he came straight from his job, and we went. It was the morning. We went to a morning showing.
Bloody hell.
And like, you know,
It's
rings
still
in
like a
the-
3 hour runtime, right?
in the mountain. Yeah, it's still 3 hours. You know, the rings got in the mountain, boom, and everybody's like, cool, I guess the film's going to be over in like 5 minutes. Hang on. There's still like 45 minutes left.
Peter Jackson played your ass.
You just,
All those reasons he's saying, "Oh, I need the 3.5 hours." He fooled you all,
it's got to be 3.5 hours.
and then he decided, "Oh, I can go 4." And make the other 2 films over 3 hours as well. So it's like
Everybody
There
else.
you go.
Everybody was making fun of him too much, and he was just like, right, dickheads. Where's that folder? Where's that recycle bin folder on my computer? Let me
it's
get
what
these.
it's what Zack Snyder wanted to do with his Justice League. He went, "All right, dickheads, here's a 4-hour cut of the shittest film we've ever seen,
In black and white and in 4:3.
yeah. All cut up into an episodic part, which just dragged and dragged and
I love
dragged.
I love the thought
dragged.
process behind it when you think about it, though. It's like, hey, guess what? You know that film you didn't like? We turned it into a
you did?
TV series.
Yeah, you didn't support or anything. Here you go,
it's like-
you motherfuckers.
Oh, you mean like you remade it into a TV series to better fit the story that you were trying to tell? Like, no, we just chopped the same thing up and made it into a TV show. Well, okay.
Yeah,
I like the idea of
basically.
like all these auteurs like just sitting around saying, "Oh fuck, I've got to do something drastic because otherwise people won't think of me as an auteur no more. I've got to keep that rep up," kind of thing. Let's do something batshit crazy.
Yeah, it's not wrong. Zack Snyder makes terrible films that are way too long. Martin Scorsese just talks shit about the MCU. Like, yeah. I see how it works now.
There you go.
Yeah, but Scorsese's just an old man who's just not like in the future.
But-
He's basically the people who were bitching about him when he was coming around in his younger days, and now he's the old person bitching
Like-
about the new thing.
The thing about the Scorsese one was someone just asked him, hey, what do you think of do you think you'll ever direct a Marvel movie? And he was like, nah, I don't like them. And like, instead of people going, all right, fair.
That's it.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Everybody
Yeah, they
just
just
lost
went-
their fucking minds. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
people are
yeah.
allowed to not like things, my dude.
Yeah. Like they would if I wanted to, he would have to. The budgets are already crazy when it comes to these Marvel fucking movies, but he would have to put at least 100 million in it just for Scorsese, and then somehow squeeze in a small cast for this movie, which would have to be 3 fucking hours long because it's fucking Martin Scorsese. So it's like, hey, I would watch it.
I'd watch, you know what? I would come back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Martin Scorsese was
Just to
directing
see
a
that,
film.
yeah,
I'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck yeah, let's do it. I love Scorsese.
Still have like Robert De Niro running around in
Yeah.
like a young CG version.
Leo turn up. Well, Leo turn up in it. It'd be
you
like
go.
it'd be so magnificent.
What would
It'd be
Martin Sc-
weird.
What would that film be about? I'm trying to think like of a funny joke based off.
But
of his
it would
previous
literally, I
films.
can tell you right now, it'll be Deadpool 4 or Deadpool destroys the MCU.
It's an older version.
We
of
cast Ryan
Deadpool.
Reynolds with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Deadpool just like yells at the audience. He pulls a PowerPoint presentation saying, "Look, this is how many hours you wasted. Do you know how many of my films you could have watched in that time?"
He just
All
starts
of them.
shooting all of us.
Yes. Multiple times. Yeah.
That would be funny. That's what I think everyone thinks the next Deadpool's going to be. He's going to destroy the universe to bring it all back together to fit
Yes.
in the X-Men and everything. And it's just like
they're pinning a lot of hopes on Mr. Poole, and I'm not sure if he's got the stuff.
I'm more excited just to see like Reynolds and Jackman in a movie together. Like they come across so well with each other, and they have so much crazy banter. I can just imagine this movie is just going to be like that. I don't care if the plot's going to be shit. If they're having fun and I'm having fun with them, I'm going to be like, you know what? I'll go along with this.
Fun times.
Yeah, I know. We haven't had fun, no offense, in the MCU. It's probably since Spider-Man 3? I think that may be a fair analogy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what came after Spider-Man 3. So we had Doctor Strange 2, which
that was weird.
A mixed bag. Was a mixed bag.
We had Guardians 3, which was
Guardians 3.
trauma-inducing.
Well, Guardians 3 is amazing. I really like Guardians 3. Yeah, that's a really good send-off.
We had the Marvels.
I haven't
quite
seen
recently.
the Marvels. I hear nothing but great things about the Marvels. So-
Well, one thing I do know about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is you definitely shouldn't listen to what you hear on the internet.
Yes.
Definitely. Oh, hell fucking no. Hell no. I never listened to it when I was doing my podcast. Trust me on that. So I actively antagonized them. So when I was doing my
Maybe
podcast.
that's why we get on so well.
There you go. That's where the kindred spirits happen.
Yeah.
I literally actually just went, "You're all fucking idiots."
I think that was Thor: Love and Thunder, which was too
Oh,
silly
that was
for me.
bad. That was bad. Yeah. It went too Taika, way too much Taika Waititi, way too much. Like he was perfectly balanced to Ragnarok. Ragnarok, I think, is like amazing. I love Ragnarok, but like Love and Thunder was just like, oh no.
But yeah,
no.
With the Marvels, Kamala Khan is still as brilliant as ever, and then we have the rest of the cast. That's all I'll say.
Oh, bless them. Bless them.
What was the other one? That was the
There's
one
another
I saw a lot of adverts about.
Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man 3. That's I forgot about Ant-Man 3.
With
that was not good.
What's his name? Yeah, him who's not allowed to do things no more.
Not Kang anymore. Not Kang.
That's
anymore.
it. Not Kang.
Jonathan Majors.
That's the fella.
Yeah. What happened to him again?
So he was convicted of assaulting his girlfriend, and when that conviction went through, Disney promptly fired his ass.
That was it.
Yes.
And then he decided, I have not watched it, but then he went on Good Morning something in America, I think. I don't know which one. And he's tried to defend it. It's basically, he's done a Prince Andrew.
Good morning.
In the
Fox
part of
and
like
Friends.
going on TV and made himself look even worse. Not being a pedophile. Not that he's saved by battering women's is
less of a crime, but yeah.
It's still a bad crime.
Put the shovel down.
But yeah, it's like that's what I've heard. I haven't watched it. I'd like to say I don't really keep an eye on these things anymore. So
I mean, hey, since Avengers Endgame, I've watched 2 Spider-Man films. And I'm contemplating watching Daredevil.
I would check out Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi
really
was
good.
pretty amazing.
Shang-Chi was really, really good. I think you would
some
really
of the
like
TV
it.
shows have been good as well. I enjoyed Echo. I know a lot of people didn't, but I thought there was a lot of value to be had there. She-Hulk is amazing. Yeah, and obviously like for Miss Marvel with Kamala Khan and their introduction and their whole family unit and that stuff just plucks at all the heartstrings.
Kamala Khan was great in the video game.
I really enjoyed the Miss Marvel show. Like I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was light. I disagree with Vitz. I didn't like She-Hulk.
Fair.
Yeah, I did. It's the finale. The finale is so pulled me out of it, and I know everyone's like saying it's what happens in the comic books and everything like that. That's fine. That's fair. It didn't work for me. That's all. And I'm just like, I'm not saying cancel the show or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm just like, Yeah, it just didn't work. I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna
Yeah, man. Each
put
to
up
their
my
own.
pitchforks. Yeah. Have you heard who apparently has been hired to be the new Supergirl? May I ask?
I haven't heard who.
Millie Alcock. She is from the House of Dragon show. She plays the younger version of Rhaenyra Targaryen, the one who Matt
Okay.
Smith hooks up with eventually in the show, if that helps.
Okay, so I didn't watch that show. I was after like season 8 of Game of Thrones. I was like, you know what?
That's fair.
Yeah, that's it. I'm
I get it.
But there's a lot of characters in this Superman Legacy film. Some I
yeah,
would say
yeah.
too much, too many,
everyone's
far too
saying
many.
that. Yeah, everyone is saying that right now. Yeah,
Why
especially
can't
when
you
your
just
main
have-
thing is to bring back Superman in a good way.
Yeah, just Superman, Little Lois Lane, maybe Jimmy Olsen. That's fine. They go off.
Do a Lex Luger if you want to do that. I don't care. That's fine. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like let's throw this in. Let's throw this in, and it's just like, oh no,
Guys, we're building a universe here. We can't just focus on making one good film. Why not? That's what Marvel did.
They said they heard the word universe and it's like, okay, there was a big bang and then everything was there all at once. That's all we need to do. Throw everything at it.
It's like one of those
pretty much.
two-page splash panels in a comic, in a crossover comic, where it's got like every fucking character in DC, and they were like, "This is it." It's like that's not it. That's not it. That comic's been running for 8 years, guys.
There was a jabroni. What was his name? Access, and I think they could cross over between the DC and Marvel universes.
Huh? Not heard of that one.
There you go.
I know there's been crossovers before, like in the past, but
the more thing for me is that James Gunn just get off fucking Twitter and stop talking to fucking fans and not answering any of their questions. It's just like you are just making things worse.
Oh, could you answer one question though? So
if I can, I will try.
No. So this is directed at James Gunn. King Franchise 88. He's been asking you for I think 180 days straight if you could politely come to the Superman Legacy premiere. Just answer him. Put him out of his misery with a yes or no. That's it. That's what I'm asking. Then you can give up the charade.
Oh, okay.
It's like
interesting.
It's like the kid who got all those likes to get his chicken nuggets from Wendy's. Like you have to make it a spectacle.
That's it.
Damn, deep internet law. But forget deep internet law. Let's talk about deep video game law.
Wow. Smooth McSegue in the house.
Transition.
God damn. Yeah, it's time to talk about video games. What does everybody want to talk about first? It's been a great
Should we do a little check-in? Or should we break down what happened in the state of play, and then maybe that leads into a little bit of what we've done in the check-in?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, state of play. Go into state of play.
Gonna need you guys for this one.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you weren't gonna watch it. I knew it.
What happened?
It's only 40 minutes long.
What happened was,
and one of them is 8 minutes, and one of the things is 8 minutes long, so it takes up almost half the fucking thing. So
definitely didn't watch that part. So what happened was, I'm sat there in my chair, my cool gamer chair, and I'm playing Yakuza, like, you know, I'm having a good time, and I looked at my watch, clock, phone. Delete is
timepiece, sundial,
and it's like, oh, it's 10 to 10. Shit, the state of play is in 10 minutes. I should watch that. And then I sat there for a minute, and I went, but I'm already playing Yakuza, and I'm having a fun time. So I'm just gonna keep doing that, and I just kept doing that, and it was fun.
Could have watched it today.
I did watch a few trailers. Well, so after I was finished watching, so here's what else happened, and we'll get into this at some point during the state of play discussion. After I finished watching Yakuza, I was like, oh yeah, there was a state of play. Let me see what trailers there were. Oh, there was a Silent Hill 2 trailer. Click. That's enough video game trailers for one night. And then I logged off. But I did watch a few trailers this one. I just didn't watch the show. I didn't want to watch a fucking 10-minute Death Stranding 2 trailer. I went through the marketing cycle for Death Stranding 1. I don't need to go
Some
through that shit
say
again.
that trailer's still going on. I won't lie. I was thinking, is this fucking ending this
And
trailer?
at the end, didn't they get him out and so he could be like, "Oh man, this other fucking game, it's gonna blow your fucking minds." Like,
And then
yeah,
the
he
camera
basically
panned
announced the
out, it
first
was-
PlayStation 6 game.
is this what he does?
Basically.
Is this what Hideo Kojima does? Every single bloody developer conference now, they have to trot him out to be like, "I'm gonna blow your minds with this next one. Whoa, you're not gonna see it coming. I'm not gonna show you any of it, but trust me."
I remember texting you both after when Kojima does Kojima things, and it was kind of, our favorite person who hosts video game awards and things like that was throwing stuff at his monitor. I was like, "This is what you had, and you couldn't bring it to my shit."
Hey, Jeff Keighley got Jordan Peele like coming out.
That's true.
I don't know. Like, it's funny you mentioned Keighley. I don't know if Keighley just broke me throughout 2023 for like the desire to watch these things. But my desire to watch these things is at a low. I was going to say an all-time low. I don't know if it's an all-time low, but it's definitely at a low.
It's in that category.
It's in that sort of thing. It's not even it was bad. I don't know if it was bad or good. I just didn't watch it. But anyway, that was a state of
for me, I enjoy watching these shows and conferences and state of plays and things, especially with people that people that you're fans of. So like for me, I watch Kind of Funny's live reaction to these things, because then there's commentary and all the rest of it to go with it. But they packed a lot into this 40 minutes, and for sure Kojima took up a large amount of that. But it was the stuff that they had was pretty strong. There wasn't everything for me in that, but again, that's fine. They managed to even dip into some PSVR 2 titles, which I thought was interesting. One of them looked really good, and the other one didn't. And
one of them looked amazing, and the other one was based on a Metro.
It was a choice to put them back to back, because the quality of the visuals was there's a stark contrast between the two. Happened via the PlayStation blog in the order that they put the things in, so not necessarily the run of show.
This was in alpha. I figured it out. It's in alphabetical order.
There you go. So Day the Diver is coming to PS5 and PS4 if it's not there already. But then the other thing they announced was the one and only Godzilla is also making an appearance in Dave the Diver.
What the fuck?
It's that tiny indie game, and they can afford the license for Godzilla because they're just a tiny indie studio. It's just two people making that.
Hang on.
Yeah, Godzilla is in this game now.
They're putting Godzilla in Dave the Diver.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe if you watched it, you could have then realized this.
But I'm just like, I'm stuck on the part of like, what the hell is Godzilla gonna do in Dave the Diver?
There's only one way to find out.
I want to imagine it more than the reality. I think I feel like the reality will be disappointing. Can you hire him for the kitchen? Like, he does the chef stuff, just like chopping up the sushi.
Yeah, 100%.
So Godzilla's had a pretty good 6 months.
Beverages.
So I can understand why it's been in. So it's kind of pretty popular right now. Godzilla -1 has
I still want to
been
check
nothing
that
but a
out.
success. Yeah, I think it's coming out. I think digitally soon, like in February or March. So I'm
Awesome.
I'm keeping an eye on that. Monarch has been a big success, I think, for Apple, which has been setting up the Universal's Monsterverse. It is Universal, I think. I can't remember. And obviously Godzilla and Kong, the new movie's coming out later soon. So it's like a lot of Godzilla right now, which is it's really kind of like I enjoyed the Monarch show. It's really kind of Dave the Diver is like one of the biggest games last year. It was really successful, and it's been obviously highly critically acclaimed and everything. I know a lot of people bitched about is it an indie game, is it not, yada yada, when at the Game Awards. But this game was going to come to PlayStation. We knew it was, so congrats.
Speaking of independent studios, Kojima Productions was up next.
Why did they call it on the beach? Why did
he the man wants a holiday.
Yeah, he wants a holiday.
All it reminds me of is that dumbass fucking part of Death Stranding 1 where she's like, "Oh, we can be like Mario and Princess Peach," and that's the stupidest part of the fucking game. Why are you reminding me of the stupidest part of the fucking game, Kojima? Sorry.
Well,
So
I never played the game, so I can't comment on it. And I have no interest in playing Death Stranding 2. The trailer was just way too long, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on. But that's
yeah,
a typical
I don't think
Kojima game trailer, so...
People who played the first game still had no idea what was going on. But Troy Baker was there in a suit of some kind, and they had a weapon, which was a guitar. And when
Which
they played
turned
guitar,
into a gun.
lightning shot out of it.
And then turned into an axe. Yeah, it was bonkers. It was
Is this why they made
weird.
that new guitar controller?
Yes,
Oh,
they're
Yeah,
both on the same
yeah.
day. Both on the same day they came out. So
Mhm,
and then there was like a Fantastic Voyage bit where the little baby, the funky fetus, like, is that the ship which is going into people and things like that? I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, at the end of that, so Kojima edited that trailer himself, and he had put himself a little credit at the end, like edited by Hideo Kojima, which was cute. And then him and Hellman Hurst, president of PlayStation Studios, came out and said, you remember the little franchise that may or may not go by the name of Metal Gear Solid? Well, we're going to make a new one of those. Of tactical espionage action. But it's not just a game, it's also going to be a film and other things. And then the camera panned out, and there was at Columbia Picture Studios, and yeah, everybody was
Sorry,
very excited.
I was doing a dramatic reenactment there of what I was doing the moment they were like, we're going to break down the barrier between film and games.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's never been done before.
It hasn't.
Never, ever.
Still waiting to this day.
But yeah, Kojima's going to do Kojima things, and more power to him.
It's like, whatever, man. Just I let it get on with it. Like, I'll play his games when they come out if they interest me. But like, as far as like the mythos surrounding Hideo Kojima at this point, I just find it really funny.
Well, I think it's like when all the shit happened when it came to like him and Konami and Metal Gear 5 and everything like that. Obviously, a lot of people were all behind like Kojima and everything. And like and everyone was on the hype train with him, and then obviously when he came out that year, on to obviously the thing of like when everyone loved the Keeley when he came out, Konami wouldn't allow him to come here, blah blah blah, basically.
Jeff
and
Keighley's
like that.
got a backbone. Oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah,
it was the only time
was
it ever
interesting.
happened.
Yeah, I know. And then what was it? And then obviously the year after that, PlayStation had one of their best PlayStation events at E3, and obviously Kojima was there, and everyone was just like, "Holy fucking shit!"
Walks down those stairs, and he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"I'm back. Check
And then
this
somehow
shit
showed a
out."
trailer of a game that we were still like, "Huh?
Is Norman Reedus naked?
Yeah,
Is that
Norman
a
Reedus
baby?"
and the funky fetus. That's it.
He's got a baby in his throat.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Are those fish?
Is that oil?
No, like, hey,
There you
all
go.
respect to Hideo Kojima for everything he's achieved in the games industry. I just think at this point is like, it's overblown to the point of being farcical to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's achieved a lot. I respect it.
Capcom were up next with another trailer for Dragon Dogma 2. Didn't come out with much more information, but had some flashy visuals to show off, and a sequence where the main character was fighting a dragon of some kind, and that looked pretty interesting. But we'll see how that shakes out. I think we got a date on that as well. So I think it's coming up pretty
for that
soon.
for a while. So yeah, March, I think.
Square Enix, they've got some. They want you to party in the foam, Amy, because they got foam stars. And there was a trailer with I don't think again with much new information, but obviously it's coming out soon, and it's opening on PS Plus on the Essential service, so everyone will be able to jump in if that's your bag. But yeah, it's Splatoon with soap.
I saw someone say that they shouldn't have called it Foam Stars. They should have called it Shamploon.
Yes, love
And
that.
I was like, nice.
Friendship forged in foam. Let's go. What
wait,
did open?
You keep saying friendship forged in foam, and I have to ask: was that in the part of the marketing, like in the
Oh,
trailer?
no, that's a Snowbite
so.
Mike Candy Cortez
Damn.
original.
I would have respected them more if they'd fully gone into that. That would have been cool. Like I would have been like, you know what, that's a good tagline for whatever this is.
What did open the show was a trailer from Helldivers 2, which is dropping imminently. It looked interesting with some ship customization and how you can adjust your loadouts and things like that. So if you're into that kind of game, then that's coming out soon. It's with their Report for Duty trailer. Ken Levine and their team behind Judas.
Yeah, I actually watched this one, right? Like,
there you go.
So, like, fucking 16,000 years ago, whenever it was, when Ken Levine fired all of his fucking staff and said, "Oh, you know, we're going to focus on making smaller games," and he's just making BioShock again. What the fuck? Like,
I bet it'll be out before the next BioShock game is.
Like, Jesus Christ. I was like, oh, well, let's see what Ken Levine's doing with himself now. Oh, the same thing. Like, he started off underwater, and then he went into the sky, and now he's in fucking space, and somehow it's all the same game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all valid. So, yeah.
You see why I watch this live now.
I just like that. I picture you just being there, still holding a controller for some reason, saying, "I could be playing Yakuza now. I could be playing Yakuza right now. Why am I doing this?
Where's my button prompts for heat action? God damn it! Fucking dropkick this trailer off the state of play."
Then we entered the PSVR 2 Power Hour with a Metro Awakening, which is coming up. I can't remember if they gave a date other than just 2024, maybe late 2024 for Metro, but that looked all things Metro. And then back to back, they showed Legendary Tales, which is the most generic name ever.
This looked fucking sick. Like, I actually did watch this trailer. And it looked fucking awesome. It was like, I was like, oh, VR fantasy game, well done for originality. And then, like, I was watching the trailer and the skeletons and stuff, and I was like, man, these skeletons look like shit. And then, like,
yes,
you bust out the sword and you were like, ching, ching, ching. And I was like, holy shit, that looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
Then punched that one skeleton's head off, and I was like, fuck, I need a PlayStation VR.
It was a very funny joke that I heard. There was, so a portion of the trailer showed multiplayer, and he had like two different people there.
Wait, there's
and
multiplayer?
The joke was, so they showed the whole total, install base of the PlayStation VR 2. They could all play together, all three of them.
You might not be far off, but that's the shame though, because this game looks really cool. Like, VR's really cool. It's just also really fucking expensive.
Yeah, I did like at the end how they had Mjolnir and they were charging lightning and all the rest of it ready to deliver that. So that was cool. We saw more of Rise of Ronin, which looked interesting. And
I didn't like a look of it. Rise of Ronin, it looked really weird to me. It didn't look as flashy as it's been shown before. And it looked, I was just like, I don't get about visuals or anything like that, but the visuals just seemed off for me. It seemed, it seemed like I've seen a better version of this game before, and it just seems like they've downgraded it. I might be wrong there, but it just, it didn't seem as good looking as it was that it was portraying itself, and I was like, why does this not look so good now? Which is a shame.
For some reason, I've been having trouble, like, and I've played Neo and Neo 2, and I love both of those games. I accidentally talked people into buying Neo who would never have liked the game in the first place. But
I was just wrong.
Like, I don't know what it is about Rise of the Ronin, but like, I keep like, and I haven't watched this trailer yet, but I keep like watching like when a trailer comes out for it or something, and I keep looking at it and going, why aren't I excited for this? Like, I know I'm not going to play it either way because Final Fantasy comes out a week later, but like, I should still be like, oh, I'm definitely going to get back to that in like the summertime. Like, but instead, I've been watching trailers for it, just going, all right, cool. Like, people are excited, and that's awesome. But for whatever reason, like, I'm just not into it, and I don't know why.
That's fair. That's fair. Then we got to a little franchise, which I think we have some fans of here, by the name of Silent Hill.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that anymore. Let me tell you.
So, they delivered a trailer for the short message, which interestingly shadow dropped, which I thought was really cool.
Let's skip that.
Then they got to a little remake of Silent Hill 2, which they dubbed the combat reveal trailer.
Yeah, fucking combat reveal trailer. The first thing you see for Silent Hill 2, and I was just like, okay, cool. Like, I didn't see the name of it. I was just like, it was on a blog, I don't know, Eurogamer or something, and it was like a Silent Hill 2 trailer. I was like, oh shit, well I'll watch that, and I clicked it. Man, like Silent Hill 2, I can't wait to see what they've. And then it was just like fucking non-stop violence, and I was just like,
Yeah.
oh. Remember that thing I was saying a couple of weeks ago where I was like, I don't know if Bloober Team are really the right studio to develop a Silent Hill 2. Like, I don't know if they're going to understand what Silent Hill 2 is about. And the first showing is non-stop fucking violence. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I might have been onto something there.
They tried to warn everybody. It's like, yo, we don't know what we're doing. We're not the team for this, but we got to give it a good try.
Yo, have you seen our other horror games?
But yeah, it's like, you're not going to show something that sets the tone or anything like that. What you're going to show me is someone who looks like a Poundland Leon S. Kennedy. It's like, we have Leon in their home.
What worries me is this is setting the tone.
Oh no.
The thing is about it, this game has two things going against it. One, it's getting made by Bloober Team, who have got the greatest reputation right now, whose last game was very mixed. And the game before that was very mixed.
Before that, was very
but
mixed.
also they're on the backdrop of two companies remaking their horror games in fabulous ways, with the Dead Space remake, which was an incredible remake last year, and Capcom's remakes of Resident Evil 2, especially 2, but and 3, which just looked visually just absolute. But all three of those are visually stunning games. Yeah. This looked like a PS3 game, and I think I'm being generous there. It didn't look too great.
I think with my history with the Silent Hill franchise, I'm allowed to take things personally as far as the Silent Hill goes. So I'm just going to say it right out. It looked fucking terrible. Like, I had the thought in the shower earlier, because I've been thinking about this trailer since I saw it last night. Like, oh no. Like, I suddenly realized why this game is being made. Konami saw Resident Evil 2 remake and went, we need to do that. And I was like,
fucking yes.
Fuck.
Yes.
Because, like, I get what you say. Before this, I would have said that, Resident Evil 2 and Silent Hill 2, they're completely different types. I know they're both survival horror. They were both survival horror games, but they're completely different types of games. But not if you fucking remake it to be exactly like Resident Evil 2 remake. Then, it is a bit of a problem when it's a worse version of Resident Evil 2. The fucking nurse in the trailer, fucking mantled over the thing, and it's just like, what the fuck? Am I playing fucking Call of Duty? What the fuck's going on? I was bewildered watching this trailer.
I think if anyone's excited for Silent Hill 2 remake, I'm sorry for you. But
play the original.
Thank you, Russ. I think I'm going to get easy points here.
You deserve better. Like, if you're excited for the Silent Hill remake, I'm not even going to go down my. It's fine. Everybody likes different things. No, you deserve better out of life.
You deserve better. Yeah, you really do. You really, really fucking do. There's no doubt about it.
Great stuff.
Like, I want to try and pray and hope that it was just a shit trailer, like that. Someone put together and they put it out, and it was just like, they didn't think about that this would be the first impression for Silent Hill 2, but at the same time, like, there's red flags, and I've been burned before by ignoring red flags. Just ask me what I was like about Redfall.
I called that.
I was ignoring every red flag, being like, but it's arcane. But it's arcane. It'll be good. It's arcane. It'll be good. Like, and I'm just like, you know what? I learned. I've grown as a person.
That is when the optimism died.
Like, I see this Silent Hill 2 trailer, and I'm just like, nah, you know what? Fuck that shit. Like, no, get that away from me. Where's my PS2? Let me play the original again.
Speaking of remakes, Sonic Generations is getting one for some reason, because unlike Xbox Series X and whatnot, or even Xbox One, it ran at 4K 60. But we're getting Xbox Generations remake, but that's not all. Shadow the Hedgehog is coming, and
is it a sequel? Sorry for putting in there, Vitz. I apologize.
No,
I thought it was a sequel.
It's a remake with how Bowser's Fury was tagged onto Mario 3D World. It's a similar situation. So there's a new standalone campaign mode with Shadow the Hedgehog. They didn't show Shadow with his gun, but they showed him running around and doing things like that. But that's my understanding.
Interesting. Well, we knew there was going to be a new Sonic game this year because of the new films this year. So, so it's getting it out in time and everything. So.
Yeah, I love the Sonic fans. Like, I love it for the Sonic fans.
Yeah.
Like, everybody always, shits all over Sonic, but you know what? They fucking feast. Like, there's so many Sonic games, and they seem to love them all. So, more power to them.
Regardless of quality.
More power to them. Like, they get games. and they seem happy. And it's like, isn't that what it's all about?
That is true. That is true. As long as you're happy and enjoy it, go for it.
That's it.
You know,
Live your best life.
like it's like me with Pokemon. It's like it's the same game over and over again. I don't care. It's a new Pokemon.
Yeah.
You
But
go.
I'm playing a Pokemon game.
Yeah, I'm throwing my balls at Pokemon and catching animals and making them fight against each other. It's all
It's the
good.
Simpsons show,
Cash
but-
money.
But she's got a new hat.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it's got a new part. Yeah, see, I can put a bow on my Pokemon now, so that's good. See,
Fuck yeah.
I can feed them.
There you go.
We just
Violet,
don't talk
good
about
job,
what the
Game
meat
Freak.
is. We don't talk about
Candy,
what the
we
meat
just,
is.
you know, let's just give them the candies. Where do we get the candies
Yeah.
from? Who knows?
Don't ask questions, Amy. Don't ask questions.
Don't ask important questions. Yeah.
One of the early trailers that dropped in the state of play was a game called Stellar Blade. My main takeaway from this was, okay, so the main character still has the shiniest ash you've ever seen, and the jiggle physics in this game are redonkulous.
Hell yeah.
That's anime. That's a
Let's-
Japanese anime type game
know what?
out there.
I saw this trailer and I was like, you know what? I'm starting the campaign right now. We're bringing back jiggle physics. it's been too long, okay? We need some jiggle.
It doesn't matter how old these characters happen to be. I'm not even talking just about the main character. All the side characters, they've got they're jiggling everywhere, kind of thing.
Everybody's jiggling in all the right places.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I don't think it was the best trailer. And while the song they played for the trailer, the song itself was really good. I don't think it matched the tone of what they were trying to achieve with the trailer. I think they could have cut a better trailer to show this game off better, but that's what we have. But
think. Hang on. Sorry, cough.
no, it's all right.
I think somebody played a Nia game
Yes.
and went, I've just had a great idea for a game.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even necessarily mean that negatively. I saw the trailer and I was like, you know what? This
Yeah.
looks like it could be something pretty good.
Yeah, but this time we're going to show both of her inner thighs in every single outfit that she wears. For some
The
reason.
jiggle
Jiggle
physics.
We're bringing it back.
There you go. Until Dawn, to coincide with the movie that's coming out, is getting a remake in the Unreal 5 engine for some reason. With the original mocap and VO recordings that they did for when Hayden Panettiere and company did their original production of this. And yeah, I mean, for sure, if people are going to enjoy the movie and then go, I want to play that, then they can go to... Well, I want to say they won't go to a physical store, but no, they're not a thing anymore. They can go to their Amazon and say, okay, I'm going to order PS5 and Until Dawn, and then get that going as well.
No, they're
Like,
like,
I'm a
Yay
huge
for them.
fan of Until Dawn. Like, I loved Until Dawn. It was such a great game.
it's my
when it
game
came
of the year.
out.
Ahead of The Witcher 3, and I still stand by that to this day. It was my
Wow,
game of
that's
the
good.
year.
That's amazing, though. That's amazing. Like, it was Until Dawn was a great game that year. There's no doubt about it. I think it was poorly marketed by PlayStation that year, and hopefully they get their finger out this time and properly market it, because they obviously they did well enough for them to obviously say, oh, let's do a remake of it, or let's remake this and everything, and hopefully do the right thing and drop it in fucking Halloween, man. Just like, it makes no sense to me. It's the perfect Halloween game.
But how about this? I just run an idea past you. July 4th, Until Dawn. Let's just drop it. Independence Day. That makes all the
Alright,
sense.
that'll be interesting.
But
Thanksgiving.
they are
It's the-
introducing
you know
some new
what?
mechanics.
It's the first perfect Thanksgiving Day game.
There you
Get
go.
your family are all there. You get them all on the
Uh-huh.
couch. Everybody's
And
screaming
I'll-
instructions at you.
And I'll say this: if you aren't, whoever does the marketing, if you aren't putting on a trailer one time, Oscar-winning actor Rami Malek on this, you will be missing something. I tell you that right now, because no one really knew he was in that game. I don't think Rami Malek knew he was in that game.
So
But-
they are introducing a couple of new elements. From what I understand, there's a new third-person perspective, which you can play through, which I think will shake things up a little bit. And maybe it's just an excuse for you to see all the shiny new character models they did, rather than just being in first person. The next one.
Sorry, Amy. Sorry,
No, go for
it's Amy. Yeah, we can do this again.
We're doing it. We're doing it. No, we're
Doing it
100%
again. I
Like,
control. You guide me. You tell me what to do.
I'm gonna be a hypocrite. I'm gonna set aside my why can't you just remake games that we can't play instead of games that we can play? And I'm gonna be like, no, fuck that. We're getting this game. We're gonna go on live on twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames. And we're gonna get everybody fucking killed.
Hell yes.
yeah.
Probably.
Hell yeah.
I don't really remember what to do. like I did when I played it like 3 times when it came out.
Basically, I read out what were the options to survive or die, and you pick one.
No, I mean, like I played it 3 times in 2015
Oh,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
like the best ending, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
remember any of the steps to get the best ending.
All
But
right.
I can tell my Until Dawn story where I played it at EGX. I played the demo at EGX, and like I was in this enclosed space because it was an over 18 space. And I'm still there like playing it like fucking like, yeah, this is great. It's, and I just caught out the corner of my eye like there was like 2 people who worked at the booth watching, and I was like, oh, this is a bit weird. But like I didn't like I was like, this is a bit weird. Like, I'm just gonna keep playing. And then it was the bit, you know, where you're playing as the girl and the boy, the guy who was like boom butterfly effect in every previously on. And you open the door, and then the ghost goes, and I like fucking everything. Like the controller was attached to the demo station, so I couldn't throw the controller across.
But you would have
the
done,
room, but I probably would have done. I was like, oh my god, fucking Jesus Christ! And then I like looked across, and it was the 2 booth people laughing, but 2 other people who they must have called over, who I think actually worked for PlayStation, came over, and they were laughing, and I was just like.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Now I
We'll send
understand.
you my freaking therapy bill.
Now I understand what happened. Not even the first time. That wasn't the last time I got caught up by a jump scare at EGX. I was in a Capcom video.
Yeah, Capcom. You were in a Capcom
on
video.
the Capcom Twitter account. But we'll tell that story another time.
Next up was a little vampire game by the name of V Rising. So the announcement trailer for that dropped. Has a kind of isometric approach when it comes to the camera. I originally thought it was a Diablo 4 thing, but no, it turns out to be V Rising.
I thought that as well. I like the
Yeah.
V came out, and I was like, "Wait, they're making Diablo 5 already?"
They're on Diablo 5, aren't they?
4 is the one.
4, yeah. Oh god, my brain. Jesus.
It might be
Sorry.
on Diablo 4 Season 5 at this point. I don't know, but because that's the thing. But yeah, for everybody who loves vampires, and there is a lot of people out there who do, V Rising might be the game for you. I understand that came out on. It might be out on PC, or it might.
I think it's already out on something.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a game that exists.
Do these vampires sparkle? That's all I care about.
I didn't see the vampire die, so I cannot confirm nor deny.
Moody wants them to sparkle. I want them to be like 10 foot tall.
I mean, why not both?
We're very simple.
They can be both. That's fine.
Yeah.
A 10-foot tall sparkly vampire.
I want something. And a 10-foot tall sparkly vampire is a nightlight.
And to round off the trailers that were shown, Mihoverse is coming with another game featuring dual physics. There was Zenless Zone Zero, if I can get my words out.
Why would you name your game as something you can make the acronym of?
Yes.
Come on.
Double Z. Triple Z.
It's triple Z.
But yeah, the art style is incredible in this game, but yeah, I don't know why all these children have jiggle physics and.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna add an asterisk to the campaign to bring back jiggle physics, which is like must be 18 years old or older.
Yeah,
children should not have jiggle physics.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and that was state of play. So wrapped up in 40 minutes or so, and as we were saying, like it shadow dropped Silent Hill, the Sort message.
Aye. I was like, you fucking dickheads! Like, I just want to sit here and play Yakuza, and you were like, no, here's a new Silent Hill game, and it's free. And I was like, well, I'm gonna fucking play it. Moody with Pokemon, me with Silent Hill. Like, I'm obviously gonna download this, and I downloaded it and I played it, and I wanted to like it, right? I'll say this: it's better than Silent Hill Ascension. Which I know is kind of like saying stubbing your toe on a table is better than getting tased in the crotch, but it is better than Silent Hill Ascension, and I wanted to like it because what the story of the game is about, I think, is really important, and it's actually quite a well told story in terms of like how it resolves, because like content warning for suicide, abuse, bullying, parental abuse, and parental neglect. In case I bring up any of the story themes of this 2-hour game. Like it's done really well in a way that like when I realized what the story was about quite early on, I was like, uh-oh. Like, you know, when you just like you see the content screen and you just think, oh,
Yeah.
Like this could go one of two ways, and it went the way where I thought it was really well handled. And I especially really enjoyed the ending of the story, the way it resolved. I was like, that's fucking fantastic. But playing the game and experiencing the story are two entirely different things. And playing the game was not at all a good experience. Like, for starters,
no.
it's not scary. At no point was I horrified by this horror game. And I know horror is subjective. And like people get scared by like different things, but like it just wasn't. There was no part of me that felt trepidatious, creeped out, anxious, scared. Like at any moment of the game, I got one jump scare, like got me, and it was because for some reason it did that thing that some horror games do, where it's like, you know, you put the volume you normally do, and like, but the game's really quiet for some reason. And I was like, oh shit, well I better turn the volume up to hear what the fucking characters are saying. And it's like, all right, that's at a normal volume, but then all of a sudden the game does like this, and it's just like, okay, great, you got me. You got me by making the game really quiet and making me turn my speakers up. Congratulations.
My ears are now bleeding. Congratulations.
Like, but it wasn't even a horror jump scare. The volume mix was so bad that all that happened was the character's phone vibrated, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And then I turned the thing back down. And I was like, I'm just going to read the subtitles. But yeah, no, that was the main problem with it for me. And it's going to sound weird for a game that was like very short on purpose, but I think the problem with both the way the story was told and the reasons why I couldn't get immersed in the game to feel any of the horror stuff was because it was too short. They tried to compact a huge amount of storytelling, or like more than 2 hours worth of storytelling in like a game storytelling into a 2-hour game, which meant that every few minutes, like as you're exploring this apartment building and you're looking around and you're like, ooh, this is a bit spooky, and then it would be like, bzz, you get in the text. You know, we've got to explain some of the stuff. Oh, look, now there's a flashback. Oh, look, you're getting a text again. Oh, someone's calling you. And then throughout it all, don't know why, this seems to be a PlayStation thing. The protagonist wouldn't shut up. And it was like, it got to the point where it would be like, the protagonist was like, oh, this is creepy. And it's just like, I know it's creepy. I'm playing it.
But they're telling you it's creepy just so you know what emotion to be feeling right now.
Yeah. Annoyance.
Yes.
Shut up. Let me get immersed in this game. But yeah, no, it was a shame because like there was definitely something there from the story that I think could have been really well. I could have really enjoyed this game if it had been told conveyed in a different way. Which is a shame for me.
I only caught a snippet of it. As I said, I was watching a stream of the Kind of Fun team play, and I will go back to watch the rest of it because they'll just have fun and shenanigans during the thing. But the one bit I did see is that I understand the main character's in a text conversation with somebody else, and I don't think they responded. They were falling asleep or something, or they're not feeling very well, whatever it is. And the question comes to the character of, "Oh, how are you?" Rather than saying, "Okay, I've woken up and I'm in this strange place and all the doors are boarded up. Please, someone help." But he said, "I'm fine. I'll be better."
Yeah, like, well, it's not a story to be taken literally. I'll just say that. I definitely recommend like watching it.
Yeah.
But with another caveat on top of the caveats I've already been talking about, which is there's 3 I think there's 3 or 6, I don't remember, gameplay sections that involve being chased about by a monster.
Okay.
They suck. Like, they're terrible. Like, because you've got your phone on you all the time because you like your torch, you know, and you're like, and I was like,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah.
And then like in Silent Hill's past, Like you have a radio, and the radio goes, and that's how you know there's a monster nearby. And the first time a chase sequence started initiating, what happened was I was getting close to a door, and the phone started going, and I was like,
Oh, okay.
"That's really clever." Like that's a really clever adaptation of but now the screen's doing it as well, and all of a sudden, I guess my main character is a robot. like you had it, a great idea in the palm of your hand, and then you went too far with it. But then you open the door and you just start running. So like a chase sequence isn't initiated by you going, "Oh shit, there's a fucking monster over there that's gonna fucking stab me in the head." It's initiated by you crossing the threshold and the chase sequence starting, and it's like I don't even know what I'm running from.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen anything, but my character's running, the music's going, and I'm just like, well, I guess I better run. And that happened like 5 or 6 times, and in the last time, you have to find a bunch of stuff while you're running around this fucking place, and you can't figure out where you are because it's like everything looks the same. And I was just like, I want this to end, please. And thankfully, that was the last part of the game. But yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. You can just skip those bits if you're watching the game. You're not going to miss anything.
Silent Hill, the short message was too short for the story to hit, but also too long because the gameplay was crap.
Yeah. When they did the part where they were like, "There's a monster," it was just like, no, not again. I'm not ready. And also, like half of the sounds come out of your controller speaker, and I had to turn that off because I hate that.
Yeah. I need to tell you. So either I've done something or my DualSense has just broken, and it holds charge for like an hour and a half.
Oh damn.
Now. So yeah, but rather than buying another controller, I'm crossing all of my digits that PS5 Pro comes out this year. I can just get one of those, which will come with a new controller, and then I don't have to worry about it. I'll just trade the old system in.
Just turn a wired controller. You're just gonna have to be a wired controller guy for a bit.
No.
Or just playing an hour and a half bursts.
Yeah.
Or have 2 and have one on charge while using one wireless, and then when that one goes, switch it out.
But I think that's where I've run into the issue of anytime I'm not using it, it's plugged in because it needs to charge kind of thing. And I think that's degraded the battery over time. So when it's fully charged, I need to unplug it and then just leave it by itself kind of thing. Or being put on charge for essentially all the time I'm not using it, it has that damage the battery and all the rest of it. But well.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah. But the thing I've been using my DualSense for was to play The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered after I did a quick replay through of Part 1. Yeah, I think a lot of assumptions of this game is why do we need this remake or remaster kind of thing, and you can't really tell that the visuals are an upgrade over the PS4, at least the PS4 Pro version. And that is true. I think what they add to the game, and I haven't touched the No Return, that's just not my cup of tea, as it were. But there's a lot to be enjoyed with this new or quote unquote definitive way to enjoy The Last of Us Part 2, especially with the director's commentary and the lost levels, and just to see kind of behind the curtain of what the creative team were thinking with the design choices they made, and playing this game. So this is my third playthrough through Part 2. And even on this playthrough, there was a lot more nuance that I managed to pick up just through experiencing the story with that commentary, then going back through kind of thing. So yeah, it's worth your time if you've got 10 denominations of currency, whatever they happen to be, whether it's dollars or pounds or whatever it happens to be. I think it's a worthwhile get if you've got it on the PS4 version. And as of release of this podcast, the grounded making of documentary will also be available in the game, as well as a series of new skins for your character. And I'm looking forward to watching that and seeing how they got to this, especially how this game came together with the whole people working from home and that transition of working through the pandemic and so on and so forth. And I'm interested to see how all that shook out.
Cool.
Yeah. But Last of Us is Last of Us. I'm glad the trauma for these women have ended, and
until they do the remake.
the remake of the remake,
third
yeah.
one. Or they do the
No,
when
no,
they do the third one.
They got to remake. They've got to remaster the remake of the first one, and then they've got to remake the remaster of the second one, and then they're gonna
Okay, right.
do the third
But
one.
Wait, what?
Well,
but
we've had
yeah,
Last of Us Part One's been remastered and remade. So you you remaster the remake, but The Last of Us Part Two hasn't been remade yet. It's just been remastered, so you can still remake the remaster.
all tracks.
Okay.
But yeah, the gameplay loop is still the gameplay loop is still enjoyable for me. As I said, roguelites aren't generally my thing, and
Moody knows that I have very complex feelings around The Last of Us Part 2, which is why I try not to talk about it when people are talking about how much they love it. But
hey, go for it.
Can we just pause a second on the fact that the game that is about how bad the never-ending cycle of violence is has a roguelite mode now?
Yes, it can't even bringing over your PS4 save. And the first thing you're met with is New Game Plus. You now can go play through the game and murder even more efficiently with all your weapons and shit like this. And yeah, to your point, the game is about obviously I think it's a bit reductive to say it's only about the cycle of violence and all the rest of it, but for that to have a mode which is just about pure violence and distills any. It's not doing what God of War Valhalla did. Ragnarok Valhalla did, where it's introducing story elements. It is just pure gameplay, which is great for those who are into, but it misses the point of what the game was trying to tell you.
Yeah.
For me, at least, anyway.
Like, you just roll credits on Part 2, and you're just like, wow, that's some really powerful stuff. Like, I really like felt like I connected with those struggles, and like maybe I'll like rethink vengeance and violence. Anyway, time to go and murder a bunch of people in a never-ending loop.
Oh yeah,
right.
You killed my daddy. I'm going to go and kill all your friends and you.
All your friends and all their friends and all their neighbors.
Yeah, and just the person who was just there in the corner for the heck of it,
and all their pets
and their dogs. And their dogs.
So one thing I did pick up on the director's commentary, there is only one dog that you have to kill as part of the thing. All the rest of them are completely on you to do. You can go around and sneak around and not be able to murder any of those dogs, but it's on you to do that, and it's for you to sit with your actions. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, you can sneak by. You just have to be very careful.
Yeah,
because they can sniff you out and everything. But no, that one dog, you sadly have to.
Poor
I'm
Alice.
saying this while I've got my dog next to me right now.
let's
I'm gonna pick her up when we go on halftime.
Yeah, chill on the dog murder.
I'll never hurt my baby. She's my baby.
No.
But yeah, the director's commentary, I gained a lot from it, and hopefully you will too if you decide to do that.
Cool.
I'm definitely gonna be having a look at play it. It's just I'm stuck on Like a Dragon right now.
It's so
that's all good. The games aren't going anywhere unless they do go anywhere and they get taken off Steam for unexpected reasons. But for the most part, they're not going anywhere.
Games aren't going anywhere until they are.
Yes.
Till the licenses run out.
But
it'd be great if they gave like a heads up to say, hey, this game's going to get delisted because we're not going to re-up the licenses and all the rest of it. So get it while you can.
Yeah, no. And it's more like get it while you can from your nearest piracy website.
Yeah,
because
allegedly.
Let's reward this company for delisting the game by giving them money. But no, Like a Dragon. I didn't put it on the list because I don't want to talk about it this week because I'm only like partway through it. But it's so fucking good. My God.
Yeah, I can say that as well. It is so fucking good. It really is good.
Is it? Can I ask one question? It might be a leading question. Is it more the same or less bananas than the rest of the Yakuza games?
No, it's more bananas.
It's yes.
Okay, great.
So
yes.
All three of those things. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Brilliant.
more bananas, but it's more because of the main character of Ichiban. Ichiban is so over the top, and he is so dumb as fuck, but he's so endearing and charming. And you just root for him as a character. He's so well written and so well voice acted. The voice actor who does it, who voice acts him. He's the English one. I'm using the English one. Does an amazing job. He is so good.
It's the same guy that voiced Kaito in Judgment, and I'm just like, yeah. He voices all my favorite characters in these games. But yeah, no, it is both more and less bananas.
Nice.
Brass games. Like, it gets real serious real suddenly.
Oh yeah, there's
At
some
certain
parts of it where I was just like, this is really relaxing. Didn't it? What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah,
just
and then
suddenly gone really violent and
it gets
bloody really
violent,
fast.
and then like all of a sudden it'll just be like you'll be having a good time and like everybody's like chilling and drinking and having a good time. Then it just gets real.
Yeah, it's an anime.
I'm talking
That's
about
the best analogy for it. It is an anime.
For Moody and anyone else who's watching who knows, I'm talking about the last thing that happens in chapter 3.
Yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit. He just dropped that out of nowhere, man. But yeah, no, it's fucking incredible and I love it.
Yeah. For some reason, IMDb is not listing the English-speaking voice actor.
Check
Screw that.
Yeah.
If Moody wants to talk for another 30 seconds, I can find him because I know what else he's done.
Yeah, it's a really good video. It's visually really good. It's a really good, visually really good game. But it is bonkers, and it's no doubt it's over the top. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing
Well, that's
how
what you're here for.
games- Yeah, I was here for it. So, yeah, it's like the characters are the thing that really elevate this game and everything like that, which is really good. If you can't get along with the characters, I don't think you can get along with games really personally, or any medium personally. Because
I saw someone post Ichiban Kasuga is the only person in the world who deserves rights, and I was like, all right, it's fair. I respect it.
I think that was everybody's favorite Jess Cogswell who said that. Yeah,
I agree.
So.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's a fair analogy.
Ichiban is voiced in English by Kaiji Tang.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Because even though it's English, they still use Japanese voice actors for the Japanese characters, which I think is a really nice touch.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I like that. And just to touch on how Tekken 8 does things, where I think it's a Tekken staple that all the characters just speak in their native tongue, and whether they're all got universal translators or just are fluent in every single language, they get the gist of what everybody's saying, and it's like, okay, I know you want to throw down.
It's like, I think I didn't understand what he said, but I think he wants to punch me in the face.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe from.
Am I talking about Yakuza or am I talking about Tekken? Maybe I'm talking about both. Should we transition that into indie game of the week?
Let's do it.
Yes, I have brought you all a new indie game to go and wishlist and go and support wherever you want to support it. It's called Grunn, and it is billing itself as a mysterious gardening game. I was like, oh, what's this PS1 looking motherfucking game all about?
So, because it's been a week and I'm quite tired today, I originally read that as a murderous gardening game. I was like, holy shit.
Well,
but no, it's mysterious.
It's mysterious. It's like you're in the Dutch countryside, you're just a gardener. You're just gardening for someone. But no, like you can't find some tools that were supposed to be in the shed. Oh, maybe you should go and ask the townsfolk to see if they know where the tools are. Oh, that's weird. Everything seems a bit eerie and a bit off. I wonder if that means anything. No, it's probably just a gardening game.
Yeah.
And it looks like a PS1 game, like on purpose.
Oh, awesome.
I love horror games that have. I love that there's a subset of indie horror games that have just embraced the PS1 aesthetic because PS1 games look fucking spooky without needing to do anything. So yeah, it's called Grunn. There is a link to it. It's Steam page in the description wherever you're getting this podcast. You should go and wishlist it. It's been developed and published by Sock Pop Collective, and it's coming 2024.
Awesome.
Do some gardening. I don't need to do any gardening because my garden is full of sheds. It'd be a bit weird if I tried to trim them.
There you go. I don't have a garden, so sure, do it in video game form.
And neither do I. So.
Well, then, shit. Guess we'll all have to experience the joy of gardening through video games.
There you go.
If
I
didn't like Animal Crossing, I ain't gonna do it there on another game.
Let's do a quick little halftime break because Amy's drink is ran out and she needs to pee. I was gonna do the thing where I tipped it, but then I remembered that there's probably like a couple of drops left in the can.
Yeah.
Like, we've made mistakes like that before. We're not gonna do that.
See, we're learning every time we're learning. Character growth.
Yeah, that's what this whole podcast is about. It's just a character growth.
It's too late to rename the podcast.
No, we can rename it whatever you want. I'll do it right now. Fucking. All right, let's do the thing. We are back, baby. Right back. We didn't stop to talk about anything else for 10 minutes at all. That didn't happen. Nope, not at all. So, gents.
Well, it's time to shine.
Well, it's. I mean, we don't.
We got rid of that. That's dead. It's buried.
Moody is happy. Moody is happy enough for me to have killed that bit.
Okay.
It's everybody's time to shine. Moody shines all the time on this podcast.
Maybe it's a branding thing. Maybe if it's Moody's time to sparkle, maybe that's the thing that to get him back in.
Apparently not. No, it's definitely not the thing to get him back in. We lost him. Okay, sparkle's out.
Okay, that's a feedback that I've got. Shall we talk a little bit about Spec Ops: The Line and how it's been delisted? I think there's an interesting conversation to have about video game preservation or the lack of thereof.
The lack thereof.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, maybe we should like these games are works of art, and maybe we should make sure that like you can play them. Nope, no, we're not going to do that. Yeah, Spec Ops: The Line's been delisted from Steam, and then slowly everywhere else. So you can't buy it anymore. If you're already owning it, you can still play it, and that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That was it. That fucking sucks. That's my whole point with this game. With this game being taken down.
Yeah, so I think for the quote unquote official reasons to have been given, it's down to licensing of some featured songs on there by likes of Jimi Hendrix, Alice in Chains, Bjork, and the like. And the publisher and the publisher hasn't opted to renew those licenses, so therefore they've got to take I say they've got to. They are electing the path, which means they are going to delist the game. I think Spec Ops: The Line came out in 2012 and had some really interesting things to say in terms of its story.
As the rock paper shotgun article I copy pasted into the doc says, puts it best. It's fondly remembered for being a military shooter with something to say about war beyond fuck yeah Humvees.
Yes.
Spec Ops: The Line is Apocalypse Now, the video game. It's so fucking good, and more people should have played it. But unfortunately, because it's Apocalypse Now, the video game, like it kind of by necessity also has to kind of look like Call of Duty. So I get why a lot of people didn't play it when it came out. It's incredible.
Am I right in thinking this is a game that featured use of phosphorus weapons and then dealing with the ramifications of that?
It very did.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It had a lot of very interesting and insightful things to say about war that are probably more relevant now than they were in 2012 when it came out. It also had a lot to say about video game violence. That was very insightful and definitely ahead of its time.
But yeah, so hopefully you've been able to grab this game beforehand. If not, I think there's an interesting conversation to have about video game preservation. I personally, obviously, I accept that it's important. I think there's a number of things that more pressing that we need to go on with too, not at the expense of preservation, but yeah, there's tons of things wrong with video games at the moment. That's my takeaway and what I've been able to mentally deal with this week.
Yeah, you've only got the bandwidth for so much. It's totally reasonable to be like, you know what, right now, I can't deal with this. I get that. But I think, as I said, because we had this conversation on Discord, and as I said sort of back to you, it's like I think the treatment of video games as products instead of as pieces of art is a core fundamental problem in video games.
How it's just disposable.
Yeah, it's like, it's just a video game. Who cares? It's like,
it doesn't matter. It took like 6 years of someone's life to put together. That's all they did, day in, day out.
This game came out in 2012, so they definitely crunched to make it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like if you have the ability to play it, or if you know where to still get it from, it's a wonderful piece of fiction that you should definitely play.
There you go. Next, should we talk about I was going to talk about the visionary over at Tencent.
the visionaries over at Tencent.
I've never heard a take like this before in my life. For those not in the know, this is via GameDeveloper.com that the Tencent CEO feels that the game business achieved nothing during 2023.
Nothing.
Not a thing. No. I don't know what we were doing throughout the whole of last year, but apparently nothing. No, not a thing.
No, I mean, Tencent owns a majority stake in Techland and Riot Games.
Mm-hmm.
So for starters, they definitely achieved something during 2033.
Sure did.
And they also own a stake in Remedy. So they definitely did achieve something in 2023.
Maybe this CEO just didn't learn the Alan Wake dance, that's what I'm saying.
I need to learn that dance. I think I've learned the song.
Well, now with the latest update, there's chapter select, so you'll be easy to be able to go back to that section of the game and
who needs the section of the thing? Yeah, I suppose. I just use YouTube. I don't want to learn. I don't want to learn the dance from the game. I'm going to watch Sam Lake at the Game Awards and learn the dance.
There you go.
Because I want.
Are you gonna rewatch the Game Awards?
Just the musical part. Because I aspire
Jeff not in it.
I aspire to be as happy as Sam Lake was when he was doing that dance on the stage.
Hell yes, life goal right there.
But no, yeah, it's the usual fucking nonsense we've heard from executives like for ages. It's like, oh, we didn't really achieve anything in 2023. Oh, we're falling behind on AI. Like,
It's this notion that everybody wants and has a need to make Fortnite money, and if you don't achieve that, then you failed, and you should lay off everybody and go throw yourself off a building. It's one of those. They quote, gaming is our flagship business, but in the past year we've faced significant challenges. We have found ourselves at a loss of our competitors, continue to produce new products, leaving us feeling of achieving nothing. What a joke.
It's weird, though, because I'm not laughing.
Yeah. More recently, however, Tencent subsidiary Riot Games laid off 530 workers after it's claiming it scaled up too quickly and overreached with a number of big bets.
What big bets? Like, that's what I never understood about the Riot layoffs. It's like, oh, we made lots of big bets? Like,
whether it's projects that just didn't come to fruition.
Yeah. It's like, those were big bets? You're fucking Riot Games. You run League of Legends. The scale is different for, like, what's big for you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Video games.
Where do you want to go next?
Hey, Moody, is there anything you specifically want to talk about?
Let's go through the craziness that's happening with Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, or more specifically, the total normal reaction to it. Apparently, what Amy's put in.
What the fuck happened? Like, okay, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. We've known for a while. Like, it's probably not going to be a banger. Like, based on everything we've seen, like trailers and gameplay and stuff. Like, and I get that. Yeah, like I got that. But like, there's been a bit of an over the top reaction to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, but like not just from gamers, which gamers will over the top react to anything and everything, like, but like certain video game industry professionals have also like decided that Suicide Squad broke into the house and physically assaulted them and threw their dog in the swimming pool. Like, that seems to be like what's happened. Right? Like, tell me I'm wrong.
No, 100%. And it goes against, obviously there's a meme that, all video game publishers send critics truckloads of cash and all the rest of it in order to get favorable reviews. And it plays into the meme that Rockstar didn't do that this time. WB just didn't pull up with a dump truck full of cash. And it shows.
It's like IGN didn't get review codes, and like a bunch of places didn't, but like IGN specifically didn't get review codes, and like they didn't take it personally. But it really feels like they took it personally. Like, if you were just reading the stuff that some of their Redditors and their entire website was saying about this game, like, you think, wow, they took that real personal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the news story, the first one, because I put a bunch of screenshots in here just to remind myself of all of the craziness that happened. Like, they ran a news story where it was like, oh, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is already 37% off in the UK. Like, whoa, this game really fucking sucks. They've already knocked me off of it. It's just like, yeah, that's what they do. Like, that's what happens. In the UK, there are game shops online that will sell the games cheaper than RRP.
Yep.
Leading up to a release date to make more sales. So, like, if that's an indicator that the game sucks and no one's buying it, like, literally every game sucks and no one's buying any of them.
Yeah. I think specifically IGN, I get the feeling, and I may be wrong on this, that they have a culture of, okay, coverage of Suicide Squad, it needs to hit X thousand number of reviews a day, an hour, a minute, whatever it happens to be. So any crumb of Suicide Squad news, whether it be negative or positive, and let's be honest, there's more negative out there at the moment, they're gonna blast. And obviously IGN has an audience of millions kind of thing, but it does seem exceedingly petty. It's like, what did they do to you? And I get their reasoning of, okay, no one's going to get review codes early because it's a live service game. We need the service to be up for you to have a representative experience, which is fine. But goodness me. Like, one eBay seller had it down at 37 and they ran a whole goddamn story on it.
And that eBay seller was like the game collection.
Yeah.
An actual, like, video game marketplace website. Like, not some random guy who was just like, you know what I mean? It was like an actual shop. Yeah. Like, oh no, like, Curry's is currently running 20% off pre-orders of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Oh no, the game must suck. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, the second one that you posted here, so by Toad's Anime, Ryan T. Brown, weird industry where folks are rightfully posting anger and condolences to devs over layoffs, while some are taking the same folks post almost gleefully over a game being bad, almost to the point where seemingly pissed off at a game maybe not being very good. Like it's an ethics thing. Weird. Yeah, this was an especially weird vibe that I personally have picked up just scrolling the hellscape that is the internet. In terms of, yeah, there's two different types of camps, and whether it's just coming from a point of, okay, people in the main did not or do not want to play as the Suicide Squad. They want to play as the Justice League. They want to play as the Batmans and the Supermans and the Wonder Womans and what have you. And because this game has you playing as other people, it's that thing where you have offended me personally and you must die. And not only must you die, all of your children must die too. And it's one of these where, yeah, it's weird. You have that, whether it's like a weird parasocial relationship that these people have with these characters who they love and all the rest of it. And if you do one thing against them, then that's it. You're done. You're effectively cancelled, kind of thing. It's strange.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Go on, Roy. Really.
Thing is just completely just insane, basically. Like at the end of the day, like I don't hold, like I've stated under our chat ourselves, like I don't hold IGN to a high regard either way, because I think they're so up their own asses personally, and everything, and just do terrible articles for a lot of reasons. There's only a handful of people there who I have respect there, which obviously Rebecca Valentine, I think she does amazing articles, especially when she's done in-depth journalism into it. But when you see idiots like the Destin on here, who I don't think works there anymore, but they still hire him just to do some reviews, I think, and comes onto the podcast, I think, sometimes. I might be wrong there.
You did do the preview. for IGN.
Yeah, but I think
So,
like
I don't know
hired
whether
him
he
to
did
go
that
and do it.
freelance
Yeah,
or not. Yeah.
yeah, I think he's a freelancer now. But again, if I'm wrong, please tell me and whatnot. But like, it's like ever since I don't know if he ever was ever doing this when he was working at IGN. Like, again, if he isn't anymore. But when he was working at IGN, he never wasn't that loud. Now I think since he's left, if he has left, he's just out full reins. I'm gonna go and be an absolute dickhead and everything like that. And I do understand where people come from, like what you said. It's like we don't want to play as the Suicide Squad. I get it. The game wasn't appealing to me when I heard it was going to be a Suicide Squad whatsoever. I'm not going to lie, none of the game. I'm being screamed to be wanting to play another hero. Everyone says I want to play Batman. I don't want to play as Batman anymore either. I'm kind of sick of playing as fucking Batman.
Can I jump in just to reenact the fucking meltdown I had in our Discord group chat when Destin posted that tweet? I've got it here where it was a thread, but I got the first tweet where he said, quote, "Why the hell are we killing Batman in all these superhero games? Like, seriously, what the fuck? We want to play as Batman." And then the tweet goes on. I posted this in our group chat. You've had 4 fucking games to play as Batman, Destin. If you want to play as Batman, you can play as Batman right fucking now.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm looking forward to that Wonder Woman game that's hopefully going to still be coming. I'm looking forward to hopefully like they do a Flash game, a Green Lantern game. Fucking hell. Like Greg Miller, a Superman fucking game. Give me that. Go for it. Go for it, for God's sake. Don't just stand around. Don't always have to be Batman or anything like that. It's like, it's getting tiresome, and it's just like, but I do see where it's coming from. It's just how they are acting and coming across of like so superior when you're not, especially when you're not acting like a journalist and everything.
Comes across
like,
as entitled.
Yeah, you're acting not just entitled, but you're acting as a dick. That's the thing about it. And like I've stated, the things about it, I've stated on many occasions, and it goes towards like content creators as well sometimes for me. It's like, you are not entitled to these games and everything like that, to get codes for these games and everything like that. Yes, you're in a privileged situation in a lot of places, especially if you're IGN, to get codes and everything like that. But for fuck's sakes, like, if they were never going to release codes early for this game, yes, I won't lie, it is if they had faith in this game, they would have the servers up for them to have code to let the reviews go out. If they were excited for this game and know they had something great.
Yeah.
Since day one, we've all known they haven't had anything really great here, and they've tried to do as best they can to fix it in some sort of way to make it at least fun and everything. And going off from like what I saw from Kind of Funny, Snowbite Mike and Andy, I think they said they've played it single player and they prefer playing it single player.
Yeah, there's a number
I think
of
Greg said that
issues
as well. I think, which is crazy to think, especially as the game was pushed to be a multiplayer online service game and everything. Like, badgering game developers is becoming a joke these days, and we gotta stop it, man. Like,
well, yeah,
you're not entitled to these type of things, and it's getting beyond a joke. Like, I'm glad I'm not on social media. Like, no, I'll never see anyone message me privately on Instagram unless I'm following you and you're following me back and everything like that. Like, I only do that. It's the only way you'll be able to ever talk to me and everything. Everything else, I'll never reply to you. So if you try and get to me, you'll fuck off. That's all I'll say to you. Here's my words to you. Fuck off. I'm not willing to talk to you.
So yeah, I think you hit on, now that we've done the funny part where we laugh at the stupid things people have said, like you've hit on the more serious part of this absolute fucking clusterfuck, which is the first tweet. The Suicide Squad was 37% off. Like, that was a quote tweet. That was quote tweeted by a developer of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And I didn't come to this rabbit hole by seeing fucking Destin or whoever else like tweeting the fucking nonsense that they're tweeting. Like, I came to it because devs were talking on social media from Rocksteady about how shit it's been being on social media since Monday.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's why I had a meltdown in our Discord chat for starters, but also just I think that's why, like, I've been looking at this entire situation the way that I have, because I've said this a few times on the podcast about that moment where I started talking about video games differently when I internalized the part where, hey, people make these games, and if you talk about a game they've made, they might see you talking about it. So you want to talk about you should talk about it in a way where you would say it to them.
100%.
And like for IGN, for whatever any of us think about IGN, whatever any of you think about IGN, they're the biggest video game website in the world. For IGN to be talking like this about a video game in front of game developers is fucking awful. It's just shit, and I really hate that they do it. Like, game devs work so fucking hard on games, and they don't set out to make bad games. Like, no one sat down and went, we're going to make the Suicide Squad game. It's going to suck. People aren't going to like it.
We're going to make it generic and have everybody shoot purple glow things.
Like, they did the best. They did the best that they fucking could. And, like, just seeing, like, the ones that have been talking publicly on social media about, like, seeing, like, they've released this game. And even if I'm sure the consensus is going to come down as a bad game, but like I've seen people talk about how much they enjoy this game, and more power to them. Like, and they should be celebrating the fact that they released the game and that there are people out there who are playing it, who enjoy it. But instead, they're just getting bombarded by bullshit that's being driven by people like fucking Destin. I usually hate doing like individual call-outs, but I'm gonna be honest, ever since that Baldur's Gate 3 video dropped, it just feels like he fucking stirs this shit on purpose.
Yeah, I think, and if they are in a situation where they are freelance at the moment, then a lot of their stick might just be, okay, I'm going to put posts out there and hot takes, which are going to gain me clout. Therefore, I will get more eyes on me, and therefore I'll get picked up for more freelance gigs. I think that may be a part of it if they're in a freelance situation. To your point about video game reviewers and publications like IGN always seemingly punching down, I think that is a systemic problem that we need to get a hold of, and we need to start treating people like humans. And as you say, like, human beings made this, and I think with this game in particular, what we know Rocksteady for where they shine best is their story elements and how they go about telling particularly a superhero story, like they've done with the Arkham games previously, kind of thing. And that's where I've seen the most glowing positive comments about Suicide Squad, is where the story goes for what the story does, how it's delivered, the production values in terms of the visuals and the storytelling and the VO. Sorry, I'm saying storytelling a bunch of times, but where the game falls apart for many of these critics that I've listened to, and I've only listened to a couple of them, so it's a small sample. It's the elements which lead me to think the direction came from either WB or the studio heads to say, okay, we need to make this a game as a service game. We need to make this a live service game. We need to make it a multiplayer game. Those are areas which Rocksteady, as a developer, as I look at them, that's not where their strengths lie. But they've excelled at the bits that we know them to be really good at. So I think that's where people are finding most of the fun, and you got to congratulate them for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the level the level of saltiness like that is pouring out over social media about Suicide Squad. Like, it's unreal. Like it's been so surreal to just see how much of it like is just pouring all over social media, and like it's just a video game, man. Like, I know video games is art. Video games are important. Video games are important to me, but like, if I don't like a video game, I'll tell you, because I have to. That's what we do on the podcast. But I'm not gonna like start fucking going apeshit on Twitter. Like, I'm not gonna like unlock my Twitter account, start going apeshit, like the developers of Silent Hill: The Short Message just broke into my house and kicked me in the fucking head. Like, I'm gonna go, you know what? I didn't like it for these reasons, and then I'm just gonna be done with it.
Yeah, it's like we're not spoiled for choice for a number of games that we have that we are able to choose and play as well. Kind of thing. If the game's not for you, then fair enough, move on.
For everything that I like didn't enjoy about Silent Hill: The Short Message, I still respect the fucking hell out of every single developer that worked on that game and made it. Like, as I do with any game that I don't enjoy. This whole like blow up reminds me of Forspoken last year, where like there were just certain people who seemed to just fucking like once they had their teeth into it, they just wouldn't let it go for the rest of the year. And it's like I played that game, I didn't particularly enjoy it that much. But I felt like the hatred towards it was completely overblown and unnecessary. And I feel like it's the same here. Like, I'm not going to play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League because it's just not something that I'm interested in. But the hatred for this game seems to have just been blown all sorts out of proportions.
No, I'm agree with you. And I know, like, personally, I got a little soapbox to have a rant about GT7 a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week. Time is a flat circle, friends. But yeah, the none of that I wouldn't be comfortable saying to the devs. Then one of my key points was I want to understand how are you getting your feedback loop, because I would like to be in that feedback loop and give some constructive criticism. But none of this seems to be constructive. It's all hate and it's all punching down, and we need to do better.
Yeah, the criticism of why am I killing the Justice League in a game called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is not constructive criticism. It's the rantings of an angry toddler. Sorry, Moody, you had something to say.
No, what I was going to say is just like to the journalists who are out there, like, yo, Destin, how about you get in contact with WB and ask them questions of like, who greenlit this game? Because it doesn't scream like, it seems like a Redfall situation to me, just like last year. That it's like, I might be completely wrong here, and I'll admit if I am, and everything. But it screams like this is a game that the higher ups have come in and said, we want online games of service is the big thing now. We must do this, do the Fortnite thing, like what we said earlier on another story, and it's just like, it's like we must do this. This is the thing that everyone wants to do now, blah, 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 blah. Do this, yada, yada, yada. You've got this great universe in DC characters. Pick the characters and throw yourself into it and everything. That's what it screams like more to me. And instead of bitching about the devs who have just been basically just created a game that they've been told to do and worked their asses off, guaranteed
to the best of their ability.
To the best of their abilities to do it. Instead of bitching at them and complaining about the game that's been created, how about you do journalism and try and work out and say, okay, who's greenlit this? Because they're the problem. It's not the devs, they are the problem. And properly look into this. No, I'm going to bitch about it on Twitter saying, we don't want to kill, why are we killing Batman? We don't want to kill Batman, blah, 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 blah. Newsflash, Batman's died a few times. Get the fuck over it. Okay? Like, seriously.
Never stop either.
Exactly. He died at the end of
Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, get the fuck over it, man. It's like, it's a joke.
Get rid of him.
And everything. And it's like, this is what pisses me off, and just in journalism in general these days. You just don't go and do journalism. You just go on TV or go online and just scream about no facts whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's getting fucking boring. Do your fucking job and do journalism.
As someone who used to review games, not for like an outlet or anything. Well, I guess I did work with a couple of people, but
I was gonna say
I did work with a couple of people. I never worked at like an IGN or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like as someone like there is this sort of expectation that you have to have a take on everything. Like especially the big stuff, right? You can't let a big game pass you by without having a take on it, because you feel like that's your job. I'm now in a much healthier place where it's like, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League can come out and I can go, oh, it's cool, I'm playing Yakuza. Like, and that is a much healthier place to be, because I think that it's that attitude or that mentality that leads to situations like this where it's like, and again, I feel like I'm just really banging on Destin and I don't mean to, but clearly this game wasn't for him. And yet he still felt the need to play it and talk about it on Twitter anyway. Like,
but when it comes to the playing thing, he was asked by IGN to do it.
Yeah,
like, they got him in to do it. So I can appreciate that part when it comes to the play. He could have said no, but he's going to get. He obviously wants to get paid.
But
so
no,
yeah,
like, one of the, because obviously like there's more tweets in this tweet storm than what I read. And one of the things he mentioned was that he's not reviewing it for IGN.
Yeah.
At which point I have to ask myself, then why are you playing it?
Yeah, why did you subject yourself to this? When
You
the
already knew
preview
you weren't
says,
going to
you know
like
what?
it because you previewed it.
Yeah.
I read your preview.
Because it's in the mindset that you were years ago.
Yeah,
It's the
exactly.
big game now. It's the thing that's going to get me the most clicks or the most people coming to me and everything like that. And that is a toxic mentality to have, to want to do that. Like, you should never force yourself to play something I don't give a fuck, or do anything. Jesus, man, don't force yourself to do anything you don't want to do and you're
And have the
uncomfortable.
fortune just to say, you know what? I'm uneducated on this. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
if you're playing a video game and it is actively pissing you off, put the fucking phone down and just walk away from Twitter, because I guarantee you it's not unless that game is doing something like, like actually like offensive. Like, in which case, yeah, sure, go ahead, tweet about it. Like, if it's pissing you off just because you don't like it, put the game away, put your phone away, and just walk away.
Yeah.
And install something different
Yeah.
that's joyful. Or
go
go
and-
and watch a Disney movie like I do if I'm
Seek joy.
upset. Yeah, go and
Instead.
find joy.
Good God. Good God. I've felt like I've been in a madhouse for the last 4 days.
Sidebar, speaking of Disney movies, we watched Wish the other day. We enjoyed it. I know the general consensus is that it wasn't very good, but no, that was a good, sweet Disney film.
Oh, cool. That's good to hear. I haven't looked at it. I haven't checked it out yet. But that's cool to hear. I love the song. The main song, I think it's amazing. I listen to it all the time right now. I love that song. It's such a good song.
Where should we go next?
Well, I think we can combine two of these stories into one, and that's basically, Microsoft, you made 49%. You get your 49% of revenues up, but you still sacked a lot of people last week.
19.
Not just a lot, 1,900.
That added to the number of now over 6,000 people have been laid off, and it's of recording just February 2nd. First.
Second when this podcast
Sorry,
comes
yeah.
out, yeah.
Yeah. You know, and it's just
$7.1 billion in revenue for its latest quarter. That's how much money Microsoft brought in 3 months. Like, what? I mean, we knew like this was
gonna happen.
This story was always going to follow the layoff story. Like, because it has.
Yeah.
It did last year when Microsoft did this exact same thing last year. They sacked a ton of people in January and then were like, oh, look at all the money we made. And we knew they were going to do it again this year.
Yeah, and it's like my head's all over the place when it comes to this industry right now. That's the reason why I've been like had a shit week in general. And but you just see all of these things, and then you see like the thing I shared to us last night about an idiot on LinkedIn who was just like, yo, snowflakes, fuck off, you insensitive twat. And I literally just posted into the chat who I was chatting with, saying, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything, or just keep your mouth shut. It's a classic case of like saying, why say anything? It's like, you can go fuck yourself and everything for that. But Microsoft, like, you're a $3 trillion company, for God's sakes. Now, you shouted that out last week when you sacked over 1,000 people. You know,
like, yeah,
and everything, and it's like, come on, and you've sacked all those people. I can appreciate some restructuring needs to happen. I can understand that. I do understand that, but the amount is still just an extraordinary amount and just despicable. And then to come out a week later, 49% up, almost 50% up on revenue, people. We could have saved all those people's jobs and everything, or restructured them, or heck, move them over into another part of the company, unless they decide we want to move on and go somewhere else. That's their decision, obviously, and everything. But nah.
Like, they could have restructured things instead of being like, oh, we'll just get rid of a bunch of fucking people.
Yeah.
All these people. Like every other company that's in gaming that's done this in the past 4 weeks. It's been this year is 4 weeks old.
We'll probably be at 10,000 by the end of February.
It certainly feels like it. And
Yeah. So. Yeah. Sorry, I was just gonna. I didn't mean to cut across you. I was just gonna. So these statements are primarily for shareholders and those who own stock to say, yeah, there's been some bad news, but good news is we made a lot of money, and that's all that matters at the end of the day to you.
You made
money.
a lot of money.
Yeah, that's
what they're really saying. But yeah, I had the point and it went away.
I was just going to touch on the Sega layoffs and how they particularly. So Sega, I understand, laid off 150 people, and they happen to be of those on the lowest income bracket when it comes to internally in that company, and most of that was down to union busting. So the union that they do have was fighting for an increase in minimum wage. So rather than pushing that through, they fired everybody at the lowest wage bracket, so then therefore they don't have to increase the minimum wage, or the minimum wage just automatically goes up because those people earning the lower wage are no longer there. And
they just released like
it all
two
just
games.
sucks. Yeah.
Like a Dragon and
Persona.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
the
Sega as well. So yeah.
It all sucks.
It all sucks.
Yeah, it's like I said when we had the conversation of last week. Are we going into a crash?
Mm.
I stand by you saying yes. I think we are going to go into a crash, but it's not going to be a crash of like video games are bad or anything like that. It's just going to be a crash of like stuff. You're not going to have them. They're going to fuck off.
The talent's going to go.
I don't think we're going to go into a crash. I think we are crashing.
Into the crash.
I think we are a train, and we are derailing as we speak. But like, I get what you're saying about. I don't think the games are going to be bad. Like, I think the games are going to be bad because there's going to be less people working on them. I think with everything that's happening in the last year, or more or less, time is a flat circle, as Vitz always says. I think one consequence of that is going to be that like games are going to come out and be buggier, and they're going to take longer to make, or like they're going to have to still hit their financial targets, so you have to get that game out, even though you haven't got a QA department anymore. And 3 people are doing the work of 10 people in the art. You know what I mean? And I think that is going to have some consequences for some of the companies that are performing the largest amount of layoffs, or just layoffs in general.
Yeah.
Destiny 2, the final shape, is not going to be made better because Bungie sacked 100 people. It's going to be harder to make that, not easier.
Yeah.
Fully agree with you.
Yeah. There's no doubt. Like the only I say upside. It's wrong saying that. Is that hopefully like some of these will all come together and that they'll go out and create their own new studios and develops and creating the next amazing new games. Like I said last year, like that seems like a trend that happens all the time and everything. And hopefully that does, and we'll be playing that new game in the next couple of years and everything. We'll be praising it for being great, and that's the only hope. But I hope for it. But if I spoke to anyone and they said, "Yeah, I'm leaving the industry. I'm just going to go into the or some other sector where I'm doing a QA testing job or a write up code or something job." You know what I mean?
And
I'd be like,
trap better, and I've got job security.
Yeah.
Job security, never heard of.
Job security, yeah. What the fuck's that? For people, but yeah, it's shocking. It is, and God, I just hate it when I see these things all the time because they think gaining more revenue is sustainable. It's not sustainable.
The number must infinitely go up. Because that's the key point about this Microsoft news is, like, they laid off 1,900 people because their growth slowed down. Now, the key word in there for Microsoft is slowed down. The key word in there for me is growth. Like
You still had some.
They didn't stop growing. They were still growing. They made more money than they did previously, but they still felt the need to lay off 1,900 people.
Sorry for trying to butt in.
Sorry.
My biggest question is, what would the number have been if the purchase didn't go through? I'm curious by that. I don't know if that's in there.
Well, the revenue would have been lower because
obviously, yeah.
Yeah. And they did, like, their costs were higher because obviously they bought a fucking Activision Blizzard. But like, they would have made less revenue. Obs.
Yeah, that's understandable. I'm just curious what's the difference?
Yeah, so their operating loss was $440 million in the same quarter. So they wouldn't have had that.
But that loss will be offset in the future when they
100%, yeah.
According to the news story from GameDeveloper.com, the Activision Blizzard contributed just over $2 billion in revenue, and the $7.1 billion in revenue is for Microsoft as a whole, so not just Xbox. So you talk,
it's including Windows
everything,
and
Office, Windows,
all the server
Zoom.
Stuff. Shout out to
Zoom and Azure, HoloLens, and all that bollocks. But yeah, no, like when you because $2 billion out of $7 million doesn't sound like a great slice of the pie until you factor in the fact that that's not just Xbox, that's everything. $2 billion out of $7 billion, including like Windows and Office. That's a fucking lot of money. Like,
there is.
Yeah.
Da-ba-da-ba-da.
I wonder if Activision Blizzard, like, separately from the rest of Xbox, makes more money than the rest of Xbox.
Probably because they're just churning out more titles than anybody else.
Well, they've got King, so
yeah, that's it.
They've got King and COD, so like the cash generation just between those two alone must be a lot.
Yeah, astronomical. Should we end on a lighter note with the Day of the Devs going independent?
Let's do it.
So this is...
Go for it.
Yeah. So this is via GameDeveloper.com. So beloved indie game showcase Day of the Devs is striking out on its own. The Double Fine Run event marks a new era in indie game marketing that will be now organized as a standalone non-profit organization by the same name, in a shift that separates itself from any affiliation with Microsoft, which acquired Double Fine in 2019. That is the longest sentence in the world. But yeah, Tim Schafer and the tallest person I've ever seen in my life, Greg Rice, came through Kind of Funny Games Daily this week to essentially announce and discuss what they were doing and how Day of the Devs is going non-profit. And I think it's a wonderful thing. So it also confirmed that San Francisco event is moving to March 17th from its previous date in November, with a fan-driven event in San Francisco Museum of Modern Art on the March 18th. It will continue to showcase games alongside Jeff Keighley's biannual events, Summer Games Fest in June, and the Game Awards in December.
I love Day of the Devs. Like,
yes.
Can't remember when I first discovered it, but it was like a fucking light started shining through the clouds. The first time I saw a Day of the Devs stream, and I was just like, holy shit, these games are fucking amazing. And I know Moody had a similar reaction to his first Day of the Devs, because I was there when he saw it. But I love this for them. Like, they kind of have to go independent. There's an explanation later on about one of the main reasons they went independent was because it was a Double Fine thing. It was being associated with Microsoft, even though it wasn't a Microsoft thing.
Yeah.
Especially with the games, like most of the games had nothing to do with Microsoft or Xbox. So I love this for them. I love the fact that they're non-profit. I love the idea of like it being a thing you can support now. And I think it's worth supporting. I think they do a lot for a lot of smaller independent developers who make truly interesting and unique games.
No, 100%. So Greg Rice said, quote, "It makes it easier for our fundraising efforts to be more transparent and open new routes for fundraising for us," end quote. 1,000%. I think we've had sadly, we've had a lot of fundraising stories coming about last year where the funds didn't necessarily end up in the places it was supposed to, and it was just resting in some accounts. So
I avoided I avoided that topic on purpose. All right.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, so I think anything where it's just more transparent and opens up new ways for people to fundraise in a more, let's say, ethical manner, all for it.
Yeah, because like there would be like you would naturally have a question asked of Day of the Devs. It's like, wait, aren't you owned by Microsoft? Why the fuck do you need to fund?
Yeah.
You know, like
There you go. 49% revenue up. Let's send somebody this way. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's awesome, and I love Day of the Devs, and I'll shout I'll shout loudly about Day of the Devs.
Hell yeah. Keep doing like weird installations where you have to play that game of can you cross a road and get run over by the AI car and things like that.
What?
So after the Game Awards, they had their Day of the Devs, and one of them was it was a physical installation where you have to pretend to be someone a being which is not human. So the AI car being driven by the in-game AI tries to run you over because it's only programmed to not run over humans. So you have to get physically from one side of the road to the other, be breakdancing, doing the Zoidberg, whatever, so the AI camera doesn't think, oh, this is a human, I shall not run them over kind of thing. But yeah.
Okay.
More weird stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome.
Hell yeah. Should we dip into some closers type business?
Yeah, you mean the closer?
Yeah.
Let's close it out. I'm just checking it now, hitting the refresh button on the page because it's pretty close. Well, one of them doesn't have a review score yet, but yeah. So let's play OpenCritic Head-To-Head. This is the game we play every week where we try to guess the OpenCritic average of upcoming games. Whoever guesses closest to the score gets a point, and if you manage to guess the score correctly, you get 2 points. Last week we tried to guess the OpenCritic average of 2 games. The first one was Persona 3 Reload. I guessed it would get it. No, the order has changed since last year. Vitz guessed it would get a 93, Moody guessed it would get a 90, and I guessed it would get an 88. At the time of recording, Persona 3 Reload has an OpenCritic average of 89, which means nobody gets a point. Because it's a draw. Bang on between me and Moody.
Mm-hmm.
Although it was on Moody's number for like the whole fucking week.
It was a 90.
Till like this morning.
Yep. Yeah. That's how life happens, basically.
Even I was willing it to either go up, down to me, or up to Moody, just so our first game for 2024 wouldn't be a draw.
Yeah, someone dishes at some point.
Just someone to get some points. And the second game we tried to guess, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, doesn't have an OpenCritic yet, so...
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think I was winning points on that one with the 82.
No, see previous conversation.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll revisit that one next week, maybe when it gets its reviews.
Yeah, I'll probably have a thing next week. Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm glad. It doesn't seem like we're getting like rushed out reviews, which I'm always glad of, because rushed out reviews are like not great.
Yeah, it also indicates like crunch for the reviewers and things like that as well. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean like it's the whole thing. It's like reviewers crunching.
No, 100%.
Like you can't write something that fast and have it be good. That's not how writing works. But also, yes, crunching. This week, we're going to try and guess the OpenCritic average of 2 more games, baby. The first one, Helldivers 2.
Okay. So, I believe it's me to pick first.
It is.
Would like to go with a 78, please.
You want to go with a 78? Don't know why I'm singing. Moody, Helldivers 2. How about a nice cup of liberty?
82.
82. I played a lot of Helldivers 1.
Hey, is he going to go in the middle? Go 80?
Oh, yeah, I'll just set it
Well,
up.
to land at 79 or 81.
Draws. Everything's a draw. I'm just going to be doing draws all yeah. Yeah. No, I played a lot of Helldivers 1. But unfortunately, Helldivers 2 is a completely different game.
Sure is.
So it doesn't help me at all. I'm going to guess a 77.
To be fair, with Helldivers, as it's a online multiplayer shooter type game, I don't think servers are going up before. So review codes haven't gone out to the outlets that I know of. So it might be another situation where it doesn't get any review scores anyway.
And speaking of live service games online only, our second game that we're going to try and guess this week is Foam Stars, or as I like to call it around these parts, Shamploon.
I love that name. So, friendships formed in foam. I think it is going to get a 77.
Friendships formed in foam. It's the official subtitle.
Hell yeah.
What do we go with, Vitz?
77, please. All the
77.
sevens.
Moody. Do you think there's going to be a lot of friendships formed in foam?
75.
The thing about Foam Stars is I do like Splatoon.
But we have Splatoon at home, Amy. We don't need it.
Could never have too much Splatoon. I really don't want to be that person for the 4th time running in this game this year to be like, I'm going to go with the lowest score because that's apparently my new personality.
I don't. Are you going to do a 69 for the memes?
Yeah, but I think it's going to be lower than that. Where's Final Fantasy VII when you need it? Hurry up. I'll guess 100 on that one.
There you go.
70. I swear I'm not this negative. It's not fair.
All right, so we have our scores in 77, 75, and 70.
Yeah, we'll see if we get any reviews back for that next week.
Yeah.
Again, it happens, like their online games, they don't get reviews.
Well,
It's
you
fine.
know.
It happens.
It happens sometimes.
But either way, it's all fun and games.
See what you did there?
I feel like these friendships were formed in foam.
Look what you did.
I
Foam could be many things.
I used the thing that you said for the thing that I said, and I made it a thing that we both said. I don't know what the fuck's happening anymore. Did I mention I'm tired?
For more gold like that, tune in next week, folks.
I'll try and be more awake.
Oh, it's all good.
Let's the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a podcast.
It is an indeed podcast. One thing I do want to say, I'm going to take a line from the one and only Jeff Canada, is for people, humankind, be both. That's it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right. Bye, friends.
Fuck right off out here. I'm trying to get the Vulcan salute. I'm trying to get the question mark in the middle of it.
Nice.
Hey, there we go. See you later.
Bye.